No matter how smart or how old, some women never grow out of temper tantrums. A lauded police officer shows her disorderly side.
She was just a tightly wired little bomb waiting to go off.
A farmer's wife gives her marriage the chop.
People are capable of committing monstrous acts.
And a clingy mom won't share her son.
It simmered. The hatred, resentment simmered.
These deadly women can't control their temper. They suffer from anger mismanagement. Los Angeles, 2005. 25-year-old Tomikia Johnson
Very nice.
is the rising star of the California Highway Patrol.
She was attractive, she was smart. In fact, she was at the top of her class when she had graduated from the academy.
Yeah.
She was one of those people that others looked up to as a woman and as a leader of law enforcement.
I've got this.
29213 18th Avenue.
Stay where you are, sir.
She was such a fine example
I'm talking to Tomikia Johnson, one of California's Highway Patrol's finest.
of what the Highway Patrol was looking for in a female officer.
Freeze! Don't make me shoot you!
They used her in recruiting.
First question, why'd you want to join the CHP?
On the ground!
You know, I've wanted to be a police officer since I was a little girl.
She's an enforcer
Get up.
with courage and commitment.
Good job.
Thanks.
And hers is the story of an underdog.
She came from a poor, crime-ridden, drug-laden community, Compton in Los Angeles. The odds were so stacked against her.
But she's on the right side of the track now. And when Tomikia meets 25-year-old Marcus Lemons, so is her love life.
Marcus cut hair at a local hair salon, but he was really known for his bowling ability. There are trophies and awards in his local bowling alley. He was that good.
Everybody liked Marcus.
Hey,
Oh, hey.
His customers, his friends, his family.
Heard you like my style?
Oh, yeah, you're pretty good. You can go pro.
I've been thinking about it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
You want to run for your money?
let's go.
A whirlwind romance leads to marriage. And soon, baby makes 3.
They had a darling little baby girl.
You're natural.
It looked like they had everything any couple could want.
But some things are too good to be true. Marcus is about to discover his perfect policewoman has a flip side.
Here's to the champion.
I think there were parts of her personality that Marcus just didn't know about.
It's mine.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, thanks, sweetie.
When a homeless woman came into Tomikia's backyard,
Slow pro, maybe.
Hey! What are you doing?
she got furious.
Get the hell off my property!
Well, the woman didn't hesitate. She turned around and was walking away.
Hey, come on.
And Tomikia pulled out her gun.
Hey, Tomikia, no.
There's only one reason someone in law enforcement takes out their gun and pulls the trigger.
What are you doing?
What the hell is she doing?
And it's if their life is threatened or someone else's life is threatened. But Tamika didn't like that rule.
Wife is crazy.
I know.
The trigger that turns Tomikia from hero to villain is alcohol.
It seems that Tamika has a serious drinking problem, but an anger management issue too. And when you combine those two, you're in for real trouble.
And she accused Marcus of looking too long and too hard
Like that, do ya?
What?
at this streetwalker-looking chick.
Aw, you crazy.
Don't tell me what to do. You won't favor.
Can you not do that?
What's her reaction? She pulls out her gun and she starts firing her weapon into the air. All because she was jealous.
I'm out of here.
Marcus discovers he has married both Jekyll and Hyde.
Tamika was an angry and aggressive woman, and she wanted to have control of any situation.
Tamika had a lot of people fooled for a long time.
Let me in! You're right, I know you're in there.
For years, this hero has a villainous alter ego.
You started hearing more and more stories about how she would use that badge, the power of the badge, to intimidate others and say, "Don't mess with me."
You're right, let me in!
Even her close friends said she became very aggressive, abusive.
Los Angeles, 2009.
Freeze! Don't make me shoot you!
California Highway Patrol has a star recruit in 28-year-old Tomikia Johnson. But few people know when she drinks alcohol, she shows her flip side.
Tamika had a problem, and it was a big one. She liked alcohol, but it didn't like her.
Her husband, Marcus, is having second thoughts about the relationship as her behavior becomes more erratic.
Hang on.
The night of February 21st, 2009, is no different.
Good to see you too. I didn't know you came to this bar.
Well, she was talking to another man for about 17 or 18 minutes.
Working out.
He was upset at her flirting.
And Marcus motioned her over, and when she went over to him,
What the hell, Tamika?
What do you mean, what the hell?
Are you kidding me? Who is this guy?
I see a friend out.
he was getting more agitated the longer she was there.
Oh, Marcus, I'm not gonna do this here. Let's go. Let's go.
And then finally, she paid the bill, and they just left.
But this lover's quarrel is far from over. On the very highway she polices,
Don't swear at me, Marcus. I'm sick of you telling me what to do.
Are you gonna drink? Are you serious?
Tomikia is drunk and out of control.
Can you stop? Can you not do this?
When they went out to the car, the arguing continued. Tamika was driving,
You pull over.
and she wasn't letting up.
Don't tell me what to do, Marcus. What to do, Marcus? Get out of the car.
What?
Get out.
All All of Tamikia's self-control mechanisms were gone when she drank. That's why she pulled off the side of the road. She was angry and wanted to beat on Marcus.
I've had enough. You tell me what to do.
She was beating on him and pounding on him.
Can't tell me what to do. You don't know.
Poor Marcus. He wouldn't hit her back.
You can't tell me what to do.
All he was doing was trying to defend himself.
Now she tries to cover her tracks. And calls on her expert knowledge as a cop. She creates a scenario that her fellow officers would believe.
And in the car, they found half a cup of wine in the cup holder and the gun laying on the floor, still cocked and ready to fire.
She admits, I just shot and killed my husband, but she says it's self-defense. He was trying to kill me, that's why I did it.
Comforted by her mother, Tomikia plays the perfect victim.
And then she identifies herself as a highway police officer. At that point, those other police officers treated her like a victim.
For 2 years, there is no evidence to show otherwise. But following police protocol, they ask her to hand in her gun while the investigation continues.
She was actually put on administrative leave.
Hello? No, I'm sorry, he's not here.
But when the coroner's report is finally completed, her story is blown apart.
Tamika made the claim that they were both standing outside, struggling over the weapon, and that's when it, just fired. So when the forensic evidence came back, it actually showed that Marcus was sitting down when he was shot.
It was at such close range that it didn't seem to be really much more than a deliberate attempt to kill him.
Tomikia Johnson, the model cop, is arrested. In 2012, she is found guilty of first-degree murder, sentenced to 50 years to life in prison.
Tamikia is a classic example of why guns, alcohol, and a bad attitude don't go together.
Star cop.
It's a great smile.
And drunken killer. Both personalities inhabited one body.
This is really one of those cases where the appearances are so deceiving.
On the ground!
If you have a lot of anger, I think the last thing you should do is go in a field where you deal with weapons and a field where you are supposed to de-escalate situations.
She was just a tightly wired little bomb waiting to go off.
When a woman marries for money,
she had very humble and very poor beginnings.
The right husband is priceless.
She won the lottery.
but nothing but a no-hope.
But the wrong one, worthless.
I think he kind of lost his will.
In the 1860s, Herkimer County, New York. The local dance is the perfect place to meet a future husband. Among the revelers is 22-year-old Roxalana Teft.
She was 22 and she hadn't had any suitors. And in the 1860s, 22 years old is quite old to get married.
But life takes an unexpected turn. Roxalana finally catches the attention of a local man.
Ask her to dance. Oh, please.
William Drews was Hollywood handsome. When he turned his eye toward Roxalana, she won the lottery.
The son of a wealthy farmer, William is a catch.
Evening, Mr. Drews.
Have you saved a dance for William?
Of course, if he wants to.
He did lose his head over her. He was smitten right away.
When those two met, they each thought, this might be my last chance at finding a partner. So they went for it. Roxalana married William, not only for his good looks, but for his prospects of being a landowner.
Roxalana thinks she is marrying up and moving into the good life until she sees William's farm.
With all the farmers in this area, Bill Drews was perhaps the poorest one. So she sort of picked the wrong Drews to marry.
It's ours. We can fix it up.
His father's wealthy,
Your father is rich.
We're doing it on our own.
but William is determined to make it on his own.
He had a little farmhouse, not a big spread of land. Didn't have a lot of crops, very few farm animals. And she was moving into a tremendously rustic life.
Far from a better lifestyle, Roxy finds herself shacked up with a pauper.
She said she was only happy the first day of their marriage.
What are you doing? You haven't chopped that yet?
I'm doing my best.
Following that,
Axe.
he was ill-tempered, disagreeable, and always critical of the work that Roxalana did.
And you can feed the animals.
For Roxalana, this had to have been a source of just tension and anger.
The farm struggles for 15 years, earning just enough to raise a family.
Mama, is there any butter?
No, and only one tiny piece of bread each.
Things didn't get any better. And in fact, they got worse after the children were born.
Through Christ our Lord. Amen.
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 But there is one hope.
My father is very poorly.
How poorly?
William's father is dying. His son has mixed emotions.
Pa, it's me. It's William. Glad you came.
The death would be like winning the lottery.
I got something to tell you. I'm not leaving you the farm. You're getting nothing.
Here's William expecting to inherit this big farm, and he didn't get it.
William and Roxolana are devastated.
We need some wood.
Their uncomfortable marriage now seems doomed.
You're nothing but a no-hoper, and you're worried about your family.
Don't you talk to me like that, woman. Ever.
Roxolana thinks William has lost her last chance for a better life.
Hell hath no fury like a hungry woman with no food in the pantry.
In Herkimer County, 1884.
You're getting nothing.
When farmer William Druce is cut out of his father's substantial will, he gives up on himself and life.
So, William, how are your family?
Hale and hearty. Thank you.
He stopped working. He stopped doing the things he should have been doing on the farm. He wasn't a good provider. He'd show up at people's homes just in time for them to put the dinner plates down at their table and for him to get a meal. At the same time, there was no food in his own house.
Roxolana is on her own.
Oh, and a little piece of mutton.
Sure.
With a young family to feed, she does what she can to survive.
I'm really sorry, but William will be in to pay you.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you.
She charged everything because she didn't have any money.
She turns to her sister for help,
Good to see you,
who agrees to let her son, Frank, move in.
So, where's William?
Who knows?
I can't stay.
Thank you so much. For Frank, he will be such a help.
Okay, we'll come back.
But the extra help doesn't improve William's mood. On December 18th, 1884, there's a showdown.
What you got the fire so hot for?
William came to the breakfast table and he was complaining about everything, complaining about the fire being too hot.
Now, who's being cutting boards in the barn?
We needed it.
William had a temper, and he didn't hide it.
Now, I see you've been running up debts into the store.
You're a lazy good-for-nothing.
Who pays for it?
We're hungry. Boys, get outside now. How dare you? What are you doing for this family?
Bill was so upset, he took the axe.
I should split your head open.
And said, I'll split your brains out.
It's the final straw for Roxolana.
She had every reason to believe her life was in danger.
And she went right up behind her husband and shot several times. Now, this was a .22 caliber pistol. It didn't have the knockdown power of a high caliber revolver. It didn't kill William Druce, it grievously hurt him. He slumped over the table in a pool of blood, groaning and moaning.
Boys, get in here.
Roxolana needs help. She enlists the household to finish the job.
Shoot him, or I'll shoot you.
He doesn't shoot to kill. His heart's not in it. William's wounded, still alive.
Well, do something.
But daughter Mary has no hesitation.
Mary Druce takes a dog leash and wraps it around her father's head and pulls her father away from the table.
It's a complete family free-for-all. The chaos has to be unimaginable.
No! No!
Finally, Roxolana ends it all.
No.
She takes the axe and brings it down on his neck, severing his head from his body.
Blood squirted halfway across the kitchen floor, right in front of her children. It was all over.
That afternoon, neighbors notice an unusual cooking smell.
The big thing about it was the smoke billowing out of that chimney of that obnoxious odor.
What is that smell?
I don't know. All the neighbors knew something was wrong.
Roxolana is burning her husband
Put it in the fire!
piece by piece.
The act of dismembering somebody
That bit too!
is so hard to comprehend. It's revolting, repulsive, and Roxolana did it.
William! Roxolana!
When the neighbors saw smoke and the windows papered up, they thought William had massacred his family, not Roxolana.
Something's very wrong. We need to go to the DA.
The crime isn't secret for long.
It was my aunt.
Roxolana's nephew, Frank, confesses quickly.
She chopped his head off and cut his body up.
It was like a dam breaking loose. Frank Gates told it all.
She made me do it.
And everyone sort of looked at each other in absolute disbelief.
Frank Gates's testimony saves him from prosecution. Mary Druce pleads guilty to second-degree murder and is sentenced to prison for life. As the ringleader, Roxolana Druce is sentenced to death by hanging.
I think the tipping point that morning was the threats of death. It seemed real, and it was just she had taken too much from him. Roxolana's case stood out because the murder was so violent, and you seldom see a woman in a crime like that.
People are capable of committing awful, brutal, monstrous acts. And I don't think that is different from the 1880s to the 2000s.
To this day, Roxolana remains a Herkimer County legend. A clash of generations.
She wanted total control of her grandson.
Thank you, Mother.
This battle
just exploded. Her anger exploded.
will have casualties.
She gives new meaning to the term monster-in-law.
Melbourne, Australia, 2010.
We're home.
Newlyweds Peter and Selena Zhuang are expecting an arrival. Peter's 46-year-old mother, Hao Jiao, has flown in from China ahead of the birth of her grandchild.
They're a young, happy, normal couple. They had it all going for them.
I help. I help. Thank you. Thank you, Mata.
Hao Jiao came to Australia to look after Selena during her pregnancy.
Thank you, Mother.
And to also look after their baby. Because that was the mother-in-law's role.
It's been a life of struggle for Hao Jiao so that her son can prosper.
He was always her special boy. He was the hope for the family.
For a special reason, Back home in China, she defied the one-child policy and had Peter in secret.
She wanted that child so badly, she went into hiding because the government of China wouldn't allow another child.
Came from a very impoverished background.
For someone who grew up in such a poor environment, who really struggled and battled, but then be able to set up her children, I think she was a very proud mum.
She's invested all her hopes for the future in her son's new life in Australia.
Yeah. So happy. Why you let her carry?
But Hao Zhao brings her traditional customs with her.
Mother not back.
Her daughter-in-law, 19-year-old Selena, has a more modern outlook.
No fool.
The differences in the upbringing of Ha Zhao and her daughter-in-law Selena were vast.
You rest. I bring you good food.
Selena had everything. Ha Zhao had nothing but misery.
Selena was a modern girl, and she may have grown up in China, but once she got to Melbourne, she embraced the Australian way of life.
The joy of a new baby doesn't unite the women.
Mom wants to play.
I need that. I give him back.
It pushes them farther apart.
I'd like to do it tonight myself, Mother.
Hao Zhao expected Selena to have the same sort of cultural values that she had.
Rest now,
Ha Zhao wanted total control.
Selena thought her mother-in-law was overbearing and intrusive. Ha Zhao thought Selena was disrespectful.
Hao Zhao has her own plans for her son.
Can you wife? She no good.
I love her. She's the mother of my son.
She comes to Peter with a bizarre proposal.
She tried to encourage Peter to divorce Selena and to marry another Chinese national who had promised Ha Zhao $500,000 as a payment for getting her into the country. In one foul swoop, she could make $500,000 and get rid of her daughter-in-law.
Peter is caught between his mother
Good money.
and his wife.
500,000.
Ha Zhao gives new meaning to the term monster-in-law.
Melbourne, Australia.
It's okay.
Selena is under siege
Hello.
from her mother-in-law, Hao Zhao Zhuang. She can't do anything right.
I think he's teething.
She made no secret of the fact that she didn't like Selena and that Selena wasn't good enough for Peter.
No, not like this.
I know how to change a nappy.
You have no respect.
No, you have no respect.
Hao Zhao slapped her across the face.
You learn to respect me.
After Ha Zhao hit her daughter-in-law, she was proud of what she did. And Ha Zhao proudly told her she's a bad girl and deserves to be beaten.
Selena grew increasingly frightened of her mother-in-law. There were several altercations between the pair.
And when her husband reveals his mother is plotting to replace her with a fee-paying bride,
She's ruining our lives.
they reach a breaking point.
I'll ask her to leave. If it makes you happy, then okay.
Ha Zhao wasn't welcome at the home, and the families didn't see each other at all.
It was good for Peter and Selena's marriage to get Hajao out of their house. But while she was gone, it simmered. The hatred, resentment simmered.
Hello?
Wait, Peter.
Hao Zhao is determined to claw her way back into the fold.
Please, my 20, please. I miss you.
Okay, Mum. You can come and see us tomorrow.
She's like our shadow.
That's traditional ways.
Hao Zhao came back hoping that Selena might be more amenable to getting closer.
Thank you, Mother.
And when she realized that nothing had changed, Hao Zhao's resentment just continued to grow.
On May 3rd, 2012, it all comes to a head.
Selena was bathing her baby.
Too hot. Get out. Get out!
Hajao thought the water was too hot. Selena thought it was okay.
Get out!
Selena didn't want to be told. This was the last straw for Hajao. It was a disrespect that she could no longer handle.
Just be a second.
Hajao picked up a hammer and beat her daughter-in-law to death. She hit her at least 30 times in her face, her head, her arms, her upper body. It was a brutal and savage attack.
She obliterated her face. I hate you, you don't exist, and no one's ever gonna know who you are again. Hajao thought nothing of killing her daughter-in-law, hitting her 33 times with a hammer right in front of her 2-year-old son.
She was thinking, how do I dispose of the body now?
After killing Selena, Hajao stuffed her in a nylon bag and put her head first in a wheelie bin.
Hajao had so much concern for her 2-year-old grandson, she left him alone while she tried to get rid of her daughter-in-law's body.
The little boy was left in the house, and he was there for a number of hours before Selena's husband came home from work.
And Peter didn't know what had happened. He had no idea where Selena was.
Under the cover of night, Hao Zhao finally gets rid of her daughter-in-law.
And she thought, I can't just leave the body in the wheelie bin. I have to take it and dump it in the river, and hopefully no one will find the body.
She dumped her like she was a piece of garbage.
Next morning, she realizes what she's done. With the tensions in the family, Selena's disappearance leads to one suspect.
She had hammer. She hit me.
When Hua Zhao finally admitted what she did, she blamed the victim. She said Selena came after me. I killed her in self-defense.
I do to help me protect myself.
If it's a self-defense case, you don't put the body into a bag, dump it headfirst into a wheelie bin, and then later try to get rid of the body in a creek.
Everything she did after killing Selena pointed to a cold-blooded murder.
A jury agrees. Hajao Zhuang is convicted of murder. In 2015, she is sentenced to a minimum of 17 years. She is facing deportation on her release.
She's lost everything. She's lost her son, Peter, who does not visit her in prison, wants nothing to do with her at all.
Hajao couldn't control her son's life, so she destroyed it.
I don't think Hajao saw it as destroying her family. I think she saw it as improving her family's lot.
She will deny her guilt until the day she dies because she felt justified in what she did.
These deadly women couldn't control their temper. Tomikia Johnson traded her police badge for prison. Roxalana Druce turned her children into killers. And Hajao Zhuang wanted money more than her daughter-in-law. They were driven over the edge by their anger mismanagement.